Hey, what's up, everybody? This is EST 1987. I'm Casey.
This is Matt.
And we're starting our first YouTube video. We do have a little introductory video, but again, this is going to be our 15th episode. We're going to start with gaming news with Matt, and then I'll bring you the TV and movie news. So we're popping it off with Matt.
All right. Gaming news coming. This week I didn't really want to get into too much of the news cycle because to me, what's going on in the news right now is boring. It's console war, BS, it's Blizzard, it's Activision. Again, we've been 18 months deep into that. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm sure you're tired of hearing and talking about it. So what I really wanted to talk about this week is 2023 too good of a year for gaming? Like if that's possible, I'm only slightly joking about that because I know like it's hard to hear somebody say something's too good. But where I'm sitting, my bank funds are low with all the great games that just came out. It's not getting brighter in the future as far as my bank account comes. I like to try to play everything. I like to dip into everything, whether it's something that's in my wheelhouse or not. I want to try it. I don't close my eyes to anything that someone else says is great. Hey, give it a try. So that's where I'm sitting at. Y'all have heard me talk about what I've been playing lately: Diablo, Final Fantasy. We just jumped into Exoprimal.
I finally jumped into it as well.
What, a week ago?
Yeah, that game's fun. Ago? I played a couple times by myself. Again, I don't like playing games by myself. You can't actually friend request people on that game. So I like to play with people I know. If I'm going to play with randoms, I want to keep playing with the same randoms.
It's a definite friend game. Like
it is a fun game, regardless. I finally actually played a different mission, which was actually way harder than the ones we were playing. Mm-hmm. But it's a fun game.
I figured something out for you and for all those out there who might be trying Exoprimal out and kind of get into that rut of like, well, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. Whether it's fun or not, like the variety's not there. So if you're playing strictly and you're just want to do PvP, that's cool. But switch that tab over to random, and it changes. It's still PvP. You're still playing with your friends. But
playing the game mode.
But it randomizes the game modes quite a bit more than just the PvP version does.
Yeah.
Because I kind of did get in that rut where I was like, I really enjoy the game. Like, it's fun. But at the point where I was at, having played it a bit for a few hours, like, I was like, all right, this is going to be a game that I kind of, like, all right, I'm going to play one or two matches and I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there isn't a whole lot of variety if you're just doing that PvP category.
Yeah, so the PvP category, basically you're trying to, like 3 or 4 different sections of dinosaurs that you got to defeat. And you got to defeat those sections of dinosaurs before the other team does to get to the final match where you're actually fighting each other and trying to get your items to the finish line,
which was pretty much the same finale for
every time.
Like you have a cube, you have to escort your cube. The first 4 sections of that is just fighting dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, yeah.
And then
if you get to the final stage before they do, you have a higher chance of getting your cube to the finish line first.
Right.
The more people on the cube, the faster it moves. Mm-hmm. So if you've got these randoms just
running
off doing their own thing, which you do need 1 or 2 doing that because they need to fight ahead of you.
Such a silly game for me to get so frustrated about.
Yeah,
because it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
But if everybody's
if
they're all doing their random thing, your cube is moving very slow to the finish line.
Yeah, and they're not helping. But that's why obviously we like to play like that game, especially we like to play together or with people you know. We've kind of missed each other because I play a little bit later at night than you do.
I don't typically play that late.
Yeah.
But the other mode is you carry a hammer, basically, and you're actually with the other team the whole time. Like they can kill you, drop the hammer, kind of like capture the flag almost is what this game mode is.
That game,
and it's more challenging.
That's probably my favorite game mode, just because it's constant PvP plus the dinosaurs, which dinosaurs awesome. So I'm cool with that. But like it's constant PvP back and forth. Definitely more challenging. But that you randomize that order instead of just doing PvP or just doing PvE. There's even more modes open and available to you.
Okay.
Now, does it 100% switch it up to where you're still not feeling like you're doing a lot of the same things? No, but that's where like I have my favorite what do you call it? Exosuit.
Yeah.
That I like to use, Barrage. I feel like I do the most help with that, but where I'm kind of finding the variety in that game to make it even more fun is trying those suits that I'm not so good with. Like you just have to you got to be cool with your teammates, man. Like a lot of people, like especially when I played with the few randoms that I played with, it's look at your score, blah blah blah. It's like, well, no, I'm trying something new, I'm doing something different, and you level up that character, and it becomes something more fun. So
yeah,
and I haven't had a bad time with any of the exosuits.
Yeah, you can add modules.
Yeah.
You can add modules and open different modules for different abilities, like healing faster or things like that. I like to be the medic. Like, there's an assault category, there's a tank category that can take more damage, and then there's a medic. Basically, I like to be the medic. I get more XP that way. I'm healing everybody while they're fighting. I can fight a little bit, but I don't have quite as many weapons. But like he said, you can upgrade your exosuits, things like that. I mean, this game was more fun than I thought it was going to be. Explaining it to me the first time, but
it's
again,
a good time. It's a good, especially when you find that cohesion with your teammates. Like me and somebody's figured out. Like we had a major tank, somebody who can like shield us over and things like that. I was using Barrage, of course. And then you have to, if you have that tank, a medic, and Barrage gets rid of numerous dinosaurs at the same time. Yeah. Medic helps for when, especially if you have a good medic. Medic helps for when the team uses their dominant, which is when they can get like a Carnotaurus or a Triceratops to come and attack your team to slow you down. It helps keep you alive to where you can attack that and get rid of that quicker. Also, there might be a Carnotaurus or something that just the game throws at you. And so you throw a good medic, a good, I guess, AoE character that is like area of like gets rid of a bunch of dinosaurs at the same time. Medic, tank, all those together, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the early days of Battlefield. Like you had to... If you were playing with people, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go in as the engineer. That way somebody can repair the tank or whatever it was. Somebody goes in as a medic so they can throw out, health and revive people. Somebody goes in as assault so they can have heavy weapons to take out the enemy quicker. Like, it's kind of like that in a way.
Yeah.
But you're fighting dinosaurs instead until you get to the end again, depending on the game mode. But it's definitely good to... It's a strategy kind of to go in as something different. You don't all want to go in as a medic or whatever it is.
It's one of the few games, like I don't want to say few. There's some out there, but like this game, you feel if your team does not you feel it if your team is missing a component. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the game will actually tell you you're lacking tanks. Like, if you're taking too much damage, the game will say your team lacks tanks because you're taking way more damage than the rest of the enemy team, I guess.
Yeah.
So, definitely, if you're playing it, talk about what you're going in as before you go in.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in as the same thing.
It's a well-balanced game. The shooting feels great. The mechanics feel great. The like, I'll be honest, like if we just had those suits on and we were just a team fighting the other team just with the suits minus the dinosaurs, I feel like that would be a good game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it, kind of Overwatchy, but like I like the shooting of that game better, which I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. But okay, but that's a lot about Exo Primal. It's fun. It's a good. I'm really having a good time. I know a lot of people are saying it's kind of a mid game, but I'm having a great time playing it. If you've tried it, I hope you're having a great time. Throw me a bone out there. Like if you want hit me up on Xbox, which is where I'm playing that one. My gamer tag is a pooping trucker. So APOOPINGTRUCKER. A pooping trucker on Xbox. Don't ask. I've never been a trucker in my life.
Have you figured out a way to do? Well, yeah, you'd have to be on Xbox because have you figured out? I couldn't figure out a way to do in-game friend requests like you can on any other game.
Yeah. So the little tab over there where you. I'll show you.
Okay.
There's a little tab over on the side. It's very small. That's one issue I have with the game. The UI and
the
stuff
social on it
and
is,
stuff. Social's bad, but just the UI in general of figuring everything out is a little off, or maybe I'm just behind in figuring it out. But I'm almost level 30 for my player level. I've got a
think I'm
exosuit.
13.
I've got a level 14 exosuit. I've got a level 5. I'm having a good time. It's my off from Diablo time. It's my stupid I don't want to think.
Yeah.
From Diablo time. But anyway, moving
on.
Yeah. What? Sorry to go on so long about Extra Primal, but it really is a fun game. But what I was originally my topic of the week, if you will, was are there too many great games coming out in 2023? And I want to talk about that mainly because 2024 is not looking any lighter. 2024 is looking good. But 2023 is overwhelming. Like I said, the Final Fantasy had to hit the back burner because once I started playing it for a while, I was really enjoying it. And I don't want to take away from that experience by not putting my full attention into that game because it deserves my full attention from what I've played so far. So, and I'm gonna pose this question to you.
Okay.
Even though you're not like a big I play a lot of different games, you kind of have your set amount of games that you play, and we've talked about it before, and that's cool. That's how most gamers are. I'm in the minority who want to play everything, but so we've had Final Fantasy 16, Diablo 4, just not that this I would say is top tier, but Exo Primal, so many games, the Dead Space remake. This is just off the top of my head. I can't think of everything that's come out this year, but I've got a backlog now, and I'm just gonna give a quick rundown of what we've got scheduled for the rest of this year, and it's already July. And I didn't come in with notes because I thought I'd remember most of the ones, especially the ones that I was interested in. But then I started going through, and I was like, "There's too many. So just a rundown. Starting, I think the next major one that I'm really interested in, and again, this is not all of the games coming out. These are the games that I'm majorly interested in and wanting to play. And there's a lot out there that I either don't know about or know about, and I'm just like, I'll wait till later. But coming up first, Immortals of Aveum, August 22nd. Armored Core 6 from Software. Did you play Elden Ring with us?
No.
Anyway, loved Elden Ring. It's my first From Software game. Loved it. I've played Armored Core before, but that was before From Software was From Software. So Armored Core 6 is the expectations for this one are leaps and bounds ahead of what they were before. So that's August 25th. That's 3 days after Immortals of Aveum. Next, Starfield. Now, my only sigh of relief with it being Starfield is that game's going to be around for 10 years. I can pick that up, play it for a couple of hours, put it down, go back to something else. Because I'll be playing Starfield for years. I know that. So there's no rush with Starfield. I'm just going to enjoy that. Mortal Kombat 1. NetherRealm is on their shit. September 15th. Gotta pick that up. September 15th is the early release date. Okay. September 19th. Lies of P. Again, another kind of From Software type game that everybody who played the demo, I didn't have time. Diablo's out. Sorry. I didn't try it. But Lies of P. Everyone who I heard played that demo loved it and is all about it. So, being the Elden Ring fan that I am, again, That is the first Dark Soulsy type game that I've played, but man, I think at the end of the day, I put 150 hours into that game. So Lies of P sounds like something I wanna get into. Alan Wake 2, October 17th. Spider-Man 2, October 20th. Both of those games look amazing. Alan Wake 2, like I played Alan Wake 1, story great. Did I like the gameplay a lot? Not a whole lot, but the story kind of made up for it. Alan Wake 2 seems to meld both those worlds together. Survival horror.
It sounds like my type of game. I love Resident Evil.
You love Resident, dude. If you love Resident Evil, this is your shit right here.
Yeah.
It looks like a.
I still need to play Last of Us.
Yeah, brand new story, dude. Don't get me into that because it will go off on a tangent. But Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man, 3 days apart. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Payday 3, September 21st. The new Call of Duty, which isn't for me, but I put that on the list because...
Are they releasing it this year?
Yeah, it's Modern Warfare 3.
Because when they started talking about the takeover, they said they were going to postpone it.
This game's been...
I don't know that they need a Modern Warfare 3 this quick. Modern Warfare 2 came out not too long ago. Like we talked about before, they need to start pacing this, but whatever, it is what it is.
Well, I agree, and I think that'd be the smartest thing for... I don't want to get too far into this tangent because this could be an episode.
Yeah, we've already done this several times.
Call of Duty could be an episode of itself, but like... I think every 2 year or every 3 year cycle for Call of Duty would be perfect. Now that you have the Battle Royale and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But if you haven't heard, with the acquisition, pretty much looks like it's going through.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be releasing all the older games of Call of Duty on Game Pass. We're not going to get too far into it, but they will be doing that. The newer games, it sounds like you're going to have to actually buy them, and once they age a little bit, they'll put them on Game Pass, just like they do with a lot of games. So
smart though.
Anyway,
I think maybe because they have those deals with there is a licensing deal with PlayStation right now, so they can't really release it for free.
And they signed a 10-year agreement with PlayStation for them to still get Call of Duty.
Yeah, that finally went through to kind of appease. I'm thinking they're trying to appease the CMA, obviously, but I'm thinking like a 2 or 3 year cycle for those. Just keep updating the battle royale portion of it. Keep releasing maps. Keep updating, but then give your team some time to try and update those.
How long has Fortnite been going? So Fortnite's been going since 2017, I think, because it was the year before they released Warzone 1 on Call of Duty, and they haven't done a Fortnite 2. They just keep changing the game. They change the map every so often. They change the weapons every so often. Like, you can't get some of the weapons. Like, Fortnite's done it smart. Like, they just keep changing the game in the same game. And it's still free.
2017, July 21st, 2017. Yeah.
Like, and that's what Call of Duty needs to do. Like, just change the map every so often. Change the weapons, which they do that, but their actual game, they need to go back to its roots. But anyway, all right, we keep going into the Call of Duty, and we said we wouldn't. So let's stop that.
All right. So those are out of the games that I'm super interested in. That's the list. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games, and it's July. It's July. That's before next year. Plus everything that's already come out this year that I haven't finished yet. And then just a couple of extra games that I'm interested in, but I know that I'm not going to pick them up day one. Baldur's Gate 3. Mainly because who the hell has time with all these other games I mentioned to play a 500-hour game? Not me. Not that I'm not interested in it. Not that it doesn't look great and everything that's come out about it sounds great. Just don't have the time. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty looks amazing. Again, another thing that looks amazing that I would love to have time to play. Don't have time. Forza Motorsport. Now, it looks good. I'm sure the racing sim people out there are going to be all on top of this, but I don't have time for it. And I'm not a sim racing guy.
If you played a Forza, you've played all of them.
Yeah, but
They're fun, but though I'm going to tell you, I've seen the trailer for this. The graphics, like, it looks like a real ass AI game. Like, but like I've said before, like, it's fun to jump in and play, but then you've got the players that are super serious about it and go in there and tune and tune their transmission, their engine.
Them, you know what I mean?
And if you don't set the settings right on each one, that's where I got lost. If you don't set the settings right on each one, then they don't actually work together. So you got to know what you're doing in the tuning. Like, it's almost like
simulation.
For professionals.
It's 100% simulation.
So I like to just jump in there and play, and that's it.
But I mean, that is a game that I like. Strictly, I want to. Even though I'm not a sim racing guy, I'm gonna download that. Even though I don't have the time, because I'm going and doing a race just to see how pretty it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, because everything I've seen looks amazing. I'm gonna wreck into a wall on purpose and on accident just to see the car damage. You know what I mean? But that's another one. Lords of the Fallen. My buddy Matt. So excited about this game. He wants me to pick it up just so we can talk about it and stuff, but I'm not going to have the time. The Metal Gear Solid collection. Not one of the most important ones on this, if you've played the previous Metal Gear Solids, but, like, that's, I mean, one of the top franchises of all time, you know what I mean? Super Mario RPG. I talked about Super Mario Brothers Wonder, the new 2D one that is on one of my must-play lists. I'm a big 2D Mario fan. And then Super Mario RPG is also there, but, like, I'm having to balance all this. And then Pikmin 4 just released to great reviews. I've never been the biggest Pikmin fan, but, like, I feel like now's the time I would like to pick it up. Don't have the time. And then, like, we've got Cocoon to be announced, the Dune Spice Wars to be announced, amongst hundreds of other games that are not, like,
so is
C
Cocoon,
and D tier.
Is Cocoon, like, based on the old movie Cocoon?
No, it's a independent kind of game. Made from the I want to say it's made from the guys who did, like, Braid and a couple of other, like, independent games that I really enjoyed. But, like, everything I've heard about that, and then Dune Spice Wars, man. You know how big of a Dune fan I am. Yeah, and it's an MMORPG.
Speaking of that, I just tried to watch the 1984 version of Dune again today, and I couldn't keep going.
Have you watched it before?
Yeah, I'd seen it years and years ago, but, like, the graphics are ridiculous. Like, it has Patrick Stewart in it. It has the guy that was in what was that show? Man, I can't remember. Sorry, but
that movie's incomprehensible to me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like,
I couldn't finish it again.
Had you seen it before the previous Dune, the remake? You seen it before?
Yeah.
See, I never saw it before that. I never saw that one before I saw the new Dune. I never saw that. Yeah, I never saw that before I read the books. And then because I love the new Dune movie. I've watched it numerous times. Again, you've heard me say it 100 times. If you've heard me say it once, like, sci-fi is my shit. But it was still incomprehensible to me, even though I've seen the remake and watched and read the books. But, like, those are just a couple of the games to be announced that could possibly come out this year. So, Payday 3 looks great. Assassin's Creed Mirage, going back to the roots. That's where I'm at with Assassin's Creed at this point. Spider-Man 2 must play. That's a definite pickup for me. So let's go down the list here. Immortals of Avium, I'm definitely picking up. Armored Core 6, I'm definitely picking up. Starfield, I'm definitely picking up. Mortal Kombat 1, I'm definitely picking up. Lies of P, I feel like that's going to have to be on the wait list, just because I feel like that's something I can go back and play later. Alan Wake 2, if the reviews come back and Alan Wake 2 was a 9 or a 10, I'm not going to be able to help myself. Like, that's gotta pick it up. Spider-Man 2, I already know. I trust Insomniac. Like, the Miles Morales and Spider-Man 1. So, that's gotta pick up.
You talk about how much time you don't have.
Yeah.
Like,
Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Big 2D Mario fan. I'm going to pick that one up and blame it on Obby. and let her get it for her Switch, and then I'll just take it. Assassin's Creed Mirage, I can wait. I played Assassin's Creed for years. Payday 3, I feel like that'd be a fun-ass multiplayer for us to play. But that's a wait and see.
Depending on the reviews, for
yeah,
sure.
that's a wait and see review.
But the trailer looked good.
Yeah.
It looked like Call of Duty-ish, but you're actually bank robbers, so...
I'm not gonna lie,
we'll
I've never played a Payday. I think I've jumped in and jumped out, but like I've never gotten into a Payday. But like this one looked like a Call of Duty that I would play. You know what I mean? And if y'all jump into it and I jump into it, you know what I mean? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 games between now and January. Like, is this year too good? Is it too good?
Maybe.
Okay, that's the question I pose to all of you. Like, is there ever such thing as too good of a year for video games? And keep in mind, we're leading into another year that looks to be pretty solid for video games. So, I wanted to ask that question because I got overwhelmed just listening and seeing all the games that are coming out and just knowing that everything's kind of taken over my time with Diablo and I gotta hit final. Like, I just got overwhelmed today. I wanted to see what everybody else is feeling about it. Like, I love that all these games are coming out. Great time for the games industry. But I'm gonna leave that question up to y'all. If you have a comment on how you feel about it, let me know. I'm excited. Obviously, I'm hyped. So I guess I got to give you some time here, don't I?
It's all good.
We're gonna move on to games and movies and TV and entertainment, all the good stuff with my boy Casey here. So listen up.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back here with the movies. I'm going to start off with my reminders like normal. And the reminders are Gran Turismo comes out August 11th. It's the true story about Jean Martinborough playing video games, winning an actual contract with Nissan so he could professional race for real life. Again, he started off with video games, and he was so good at it that they actually gave him a contract for racing for him. August 11th. The Flash is out on digital. You can rent it or buy it, but it looks like it's going to come out next month in August on HBO Max to stream for free. Wait. Terrific movie. Go into it with the graphics being horrible. The story was good, though.
They quit putting money into it. It's obvious they quit putting money into it. Story was great. There's too much Ezra Miller bullshit. Like, you can't blame them for wanting to hold the money. You really can't blame the studio for holding the money back on that one. But the direction, I feel like the direction was great. The story was great.
It was emotional. Michael Keaton again killed it. We've talked enough about the Flash, though. It's out on digital. No, that's cool. But after these just aren't the main topics. These are just reminders again. So, After Party Season 2 is actually out on Apple. I haven't started watching it because I want to wait till it's all out and then binge watch it. Hopefully it's better that way. Season 1 was amazing. All right, things you may have missed. Couple Netflix things here. Annihilation came out in 2018 with Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Tessa Thompson, who's the Valkyrie from Thor, and Benedict Wong, who is Wong in Doctor Strange and some of the other MCU. So Annihilation, man, I just watched it again. Still a terrific movie. Basically what happens is she's ex-military, her husband's in the military, Oscar Isaac, and he shows back up at their house after years of being missing in action, basically. She thought he was dead by now. He can't remember anything, starts spitting up blood, calls the ambulance. Ambulance gets pulled over by this agency, and they all get taken back to this compound. Come to find out, there's this, what they call the Shimmer, surrounding this lighthouse and area of land. And they want to, and anybody that goes into it, doesn't come back. So they want to go in, scientists, ex-military.
Hey, you're not gonna come back if you go in.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in.
She wants to go in to figure out what happened to her husband. Like, why is he sick? What's wrong with him? Come to find out, inside the Shimmer, it has its own basically ecosphere or whatever the
Ecosystem, yeah.
ecosphere. Like, it's only happening inside this
Like an
this
alien,
sphere.
like an alien type, something
Yeah.
that's never popped up on Earth before, like, and looks cool as shit. Like,
Yeah, it
like
does.
scary, but
Well,
looks cool.
It starts that it's creating its own kind of plants. The same plants are branching off different plants from itself. It's crossbreeding animals. Like an alligator has shark's teeth system inside of them. And come to find out that they're actually mimicking humans as well. Kind of like The Thing. If you know what The Thing is.
It's almost like and I might be wrong. It's been years since I've seen it, but like I love the movie. But it was almost like it was speeding up the evolutionary process.
Yes,
Like
basically.
I hope I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sorry,
No.
but it's been out forever. But
Hopefully that sounds interesting enough, because like part of the movie is the ooh and the ah of figuring out what's going on. So I don't want to give too much out of there, but it's a top-notch sci-fi film on Netflix if you want to watch it.
it was it was Natalie Portman was the main character.
Yeah.
I remember thinking like she did a fantastic job. in that.
Amazing
Like,
job.
I don't know.
Like,
that
she
I
was a believable as
Yeah.
a military person.
Mhm.
Like that, it really shows her acting range really, because she's amazing.
Yeah, I remember that specifically. Like she was amazing. Like she sold me.
The way she started getting
on-
down and shooting,
Yeah.
it looked believable.
She sold me on believing what was going on was true in that movie,
Yeah.
which I felt was really important. Like,
Yeah.
otherwise it's a B movie. Like,
Yeah.
if the acting wasn't there, that's a B movie. But like because I've seen B movies where the story's good, but the acting's so bad, like
Yeah.
you can't like
No,
it you can't suspend your disbelief enough to really believe what's going on. That was a solid pick. Solid pick for
2018.
yeah.
It's on Netflix still. Go watch it. Not gonna get too far into this movie. May have missed 65 with Adam Driver. We both watched it. Like, we both talked about it. Like, this movie is called 65, but it's called 65 million years before humans on Earth. The weird thing is that these are human beings that landed on Earth before human population, while the dinosaurs were still on it. They crash landed. Dinosaurs still on Earth. They got to get around those. And the cool thing that I thought about the movie, though, is they're trying to get to their escape ship that broke off their main ship before the asteroid hits the Earth that took out all the dinosaurs. Very interesting
premise.
It was really missing something.
Rough,
though. Like,
rough follow through.
Like it was worth the watch. I wouldn't say it was a horrible movie or a bad movie, but it wasn't good or great at the same time. It was just missing something, like excitement, I guess.
I feel like I might have missed something in it. Like, I feel like there had to be something deeper in there that maybe, because I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't 100% paying attention because I got bored at parts.
Yeah.
But so maybe I missed
You didn't miss
something
anything.
deeper. Like, I feel like there's got to be.
They were trying to get to their escape ship that broke off their main ship, and he was trying to take girl. It was just him and this young girl that survived. They had, like, I think a couple thousand people on ship that were breaking off and getting killed, and a couple other ones looked like they may have survived and got attacked, but by the dinosaurs. Again,
it's not a bad.
I think it's
movie.
interesting because, okay, forget about beliefs again, whatnot, but it was, how did we actually get here before the dinosaurs or after the dinosaurs, that kind of thing.
So was that what that was supposed to be? Is like they started?
Well, like I said, it was before
Evolution,
human was here. It was while the dinosaurs roamed the earth, and there was a presence of us here before main population started. So, anyway,
I don't know. I don't know.
it was an interesting watch, but
I guess
it was one of those. If you don't
have
have something else to watch it. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great.
if you got time to kill, it's a
Yes.
time to kill movie.
Yeah. So, next, Nobody came out in 2021. Nobody is Bob Odenkirk, who is Better Call Saul.
Oh, Bob.
I love this movie. Like, it has Reza. How do you say his name?
RZA
From
Wu Tang.
Wu Tang ain't
Wu
nothing
Tang.
with Christopher Lloyd. Everybody knows who Christopher Lloyd is from Back to the Future and several other things. Well, the director did Hardcore Henry, if you know what that is.
Did you watch that?
Hardcore Henry? Yeah.
Good.
I liked it. Basically, the guy was dying, and then they put like robot eyes in him. They don't ever show his face though.
I think that's what threw
And
me
he's-
off from watching that movie. Is like I thought it was like a gimmick type movie.
They never show his face, but he's trying to save his fiance from the people who kidnapped her.
Okay.
And he's kind of reanimated at the same
Okay.
time. The writer did all the John Wicks. It's very John Wickish. As Bob Odenkirk's version of John Wick. He's retired from this life, but somebody comes after his family, and he goes and takes them all out. So it's a really good movie. Watch it. They are working on a sequel. Speaking of John Wick, prequel series of the Continental is coming out September 22nd. So it's the young bellhopper guy. Can't remember his name in the movies, but it comes out September 22nd as a miniseries.
And just a heads up, I just looked it up just now. Since you mentioned it, Hardcore Henry is available on Netflix. If you want to check that out, which might be something I'm doing. Since you said, are you giving your blessing on that movie or
It's another.
65?
No, it's better than 65.
Okay, well I'm done. I'm watching it.
It still might not be as good as some other things that are out there to watch, but I thought it was a good movie. It's a good if you want an action movie, go watch it. It's kind of artsy in a way, but moving on. Another Netflix. They Clone Tyrone just came out.
Never
Jamie
even heard of
Foxx, John Boyega, David Allen Greer, Kiefer Sutherland. It may be a little hard for some people to watch because it's. I can't believe that Netflix put this out. It's a little bit of a racist movie, and what I mean by that is I don't want to give too much away. I thought it was a good show or a good movie. John Boyega, I think it was his best role that I've seen him in as far as acting. So he's a drug dealer. There's a prostitute. Jamie Foxx is a pimp, and John Boyega gets into a scuffle with some people, and they end up coming back and killing them. Well, then all of a sudden it goes back to he's just waking up like nothing ever happened, and he's going to do his own thing again. And these people were like, I just watched you die the night before. And he's like, what? And so they start digging into it more, and there's like a whole bigger plot going on there.
What's this movie? How have I seen nothing with those
They
names?
Clone Tyrone.
I've seen nothing on this. With those names, you would expect some advertising.
It just came out like a week ago.
Netflix,
And
you said?
Yeah. I just watched it today. And it's, again, I don't want to say too much because it's part of the...
Don't give it away because I'm about to go watch it. But
it's part of the mystery of it and the excitement of the movie. So it's kind of serious, but at the same time, Jamie Foxx is kind of like serious, but a comedic relief at the same time. It's kind of ridiculous sometimes. Like the things that they say, kind of ridiculous.
I feel like his personality can get away with that, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can take Jamie Foxx seriously and also think he's funny as shit at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, I guess good casting there.
Yeah. and that brings me to, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but Jamie Foxx's Netflix movie also called Day Shift, where he's a vampire hunter. I thought that was a very decent movie.
That was a solid movie.
I put it up there with this. So,
They
Clone Tyrone.
Where are you at with it? Like, which one's better?
Everybody's seen all this vampire stuff, so I think They Clone Tyrone was better because it was
Okay.
something
All right.
different. It was kind of like what was that movie called by Peele, where they were like taking over bodies.
It's one word. I know that.
They were taking over the bodies and stuff. But anyway, come to find out, he's not the only one being cloned. Just FYI. That's all I'll say about it.
Spoiler.
That's all I'll say about
Spoiler.
it. There's more to it than that. Anyway, moving on. New stuff. This is our new stuff. Jules comes out August 11th. Director is Marco Turteltaub, who did Our Idiot Brother, Little Miss Sunshine. Everything is illuminated. So that kind of gives you it's one of those artsy films. I wouldn't say that's something you get really excited about. But it's got Ben Kingsley, who's Trevor in the MCU and been in movies for decades.
Do you
Trevor
have
also
you liked any of those movies? Our Idiot
I like
Brother,
Little Miss Sunshine. Our Idiot Brother was okay. Again, it's a different kind of movie.
It's a feels like all of his movies are definitely feelsy type of movies. Like Little Miss Sunshine, like you said, is my favorite of those. But like, I don't know, man. Like I don't.
They're deep.
Yeah,
they're
like,
deep.
They're not like. Don't get me wrong. This is a personal thing. Like, but because the movies are well directed, well acted, always well acted. Kind of like where you don't like the serious type of movie type shit. Like,
Yeah.
there's certain things. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a fan of that type of, like, it just kind of, it makes me sad, you know what I mean? It makes me sad without a payoff almost.
Yeah. So I don't think this one's going to be like that though. So Ben Kingsley basically has a UFO, and this is he has a UFO landing in his backyard,
All right, I'm in.
and this is not a eccentric UFO. Like, it's a plain-looking Jane UFO with an alien in it. And he goes to a town hall meeting and tells people this, and they don't believe him, and just basically like, get out of here, whatnot. Well, it's this blue-looking alien humanoid shape that they don't believe him, so he's like, all right, come in the house with us. And like, he sits down and eats with them and all kinds of stuff. And people start seeing him and are like, hey, you can't let anybody know about this. So it's almost like he found an exotic pet that needed help, kind of looking movie.
Like Alf?
Yeah.
like serious Alf?
Yeah. So again,
Did you see the trailer for? Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah.
What's your feeling on it?
It like, I feel like it's an artsy kind of like movie. Like I said, it's not.
Yeah, but
it's not something to get super excited about. It's kind of like a serious looking story, but
did the trailer interest you to where you're like, when that comes out, I want to watch it?
it interests me enough to start watching it.
Okay. All right. And then see where it goes from there. Like,
Yes.
maybe cut it off
Yes.
after 20 minutes.
It interests me enough to start watching it. I just don't know how this movie's going to be. So it's not something to get super excited about, but it's going to be there. Again, I think as it might be a little bit more than a time killer, but it might just be a time killer movie. There's some movies that are not even worth time killing.
Yeah.
So
The dude's movies are good.
Ben
Like,
Kingsley is an amazing actor. So.
like don't take what I said earlier as like the guy's movies aren't good. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like you might feel it and I don't.
Right.
But like that seems more of a premise that I'm kind of cool to like. All right, let's check this out. Like, if this is a deep story like with an alien, like maybe it says something about me. Where like I can deal with my problems if they're alien related, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I deal with my problems.
Anyway, again, it's called Jules, August 11th. Check it out. Again, probably wait until it comes out on video, obviously. But moving on, Sympathy for the Devil comes out July 28th with Nicolas Cage and Joel Kinnaman. Like, this movie is
Prime Nicolas Cage.
Like, he looks. So basically, how it starts off in the trailer. because that's the only thing I can go by. Joel Kinnaman is pulling up to the hospital because his wife is in the labor room to have a baby. And Nicolas Cage jumps in his car with a gun to his head, and just like starts driving all over town, like shoots a cop because the cop pulled him over, and he's like, I told you not to speed, and just looks manic, dude. Like, I don't...
Can I say something
The
about this?
overview about this, though, is... Like, he's like threatening to shoot all these people, pulling him all over town. The premise, so if you look at the overview, is not everything is what it seems. So I don't know if he's actually the devil or if this is all in his mind. There's more to this than what you see in the trailer, I think, by reading the overview.
Okay, my little thing that I want to say about this is it's like, to me, the trailer looked like, oh yeah, I'm watching this fucking movie.
Yeah.
But it looked like somebody made a YouTube clip video of every crazy scene that Nicolas Cage has ever done when he was acting prime Nicolas Cage, and just cut all those together.
Yeah.
And it's every wild moment that Nicolas Cage, it's the reason why we love Nicolas Cage, all wrapped into one. And granted, it's a trailer, so I'm sure there's some nuance and everything to that. But like, I watch this movie just to see Nicolas Cage go full tilt Nicolas Cage. Like, you think he did it in that? What was that other movie that he just did?
With Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, basically
it
where
was
he's beating
Nicolas
himself.
Cage about Nicolas Cage working for the CIA.
Something about talent, the unbearable weight of
What?
something talent.
Yeah, something like that. And
But
that was a crazy ass movie.
I thought that one was
good.
crazy. I thought that one was
This
crazy.
one
Nicolas
looks
Cage.
better.
This looks like
Like Snake
can't
Eyes.
wait.
Yeah, this looks like Snake Eyes,
Con
Face
Air.
Off, Con Air, all together. Like,
But all the craziest parts of those
Yeah.
movies where Nicolas Cage
Can't
was
wait to
just like,
see it.
"What the fuck?" And yes, I can't. I think I saw the trailer for that today, and I was just like, I can't fucking wait.
it comes out this month.
Where's it coming out at? In theaters or
Yeah.
streaming?
Yeah,
Theaters.
yeah.
All right, well, I got my AMC pass. It's time to go Nicolas Cage it up, son.
Well, last thing, I'm just trying to look this up real quick to see if there's somewhere else to watch it real quick. Yeah, I didn't see any apps when I looked it up, so yeah,
As
it's
far
going
as
to be
you
in
wanna
a
watch this
theater.
movie, yeah.
Actually, it came out yesterday. That's
In theaters,
Oh,
yesterday?
no.
Is it
that
limited
just
run?
updated. That's weird. It just changed for some reason.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's next Friday. Anyway, so Sympathy for the Devil and Nicolas Cage. Joel Kinnaman played Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad and the RoboCop remake and so on and so forth. Last thing that I've got for today is Eli Roth. If you know who Eli Roth is, he's done the Hostel movies, Death Proof, Exorcism, the last Exorcism movies. Wrote and directed this movie. Co-writer is Craig Mazin, who we've talked about in the past because he did The Last of Us, Chernobyl series, and several other things that are just absolutely amazing.
That I know of, I've seen two things that this guy did, and that was The Last of Us and Chernobyl, and those are two of my favorite TV series ever. As far as story was good from beginning to end, there was no drop off. Like, the dude knows how to write a series. So
Yeah. So I'll tell you that it stars Gina Gershon. I'm not going to go into what they've been in. Bobby Lee.
is this a comedy?
Kind of.
It's got to be.
Kate Blanchett. Love her. Jamie Lee Curtis. Kevin Hart. Jack Black. A live action Borderlands movie coming out in August.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
And Eli Roth, who's good with horror, and Craig Mazin, who's good with comedy because he did Hangovers also, and seriousness. This sounds like an amazing movie. Like,
Hold on, just to quell expectations a little bit. Craig Mazin, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but Craig Mazin told the studio to take his name off the writing credits.
really?
Yeah. Like, told them, like, I do not want my name associated with this movie.
Borderlands?
Yeah.
I just read this today that he was on there. I didn't see anything about that.
Yeah, it popped up from a reputable site that I know.
Whoa.
And a writer that I know.
I'm sorry that you said don't be a you didn't want to be
Yeah,
a Debbie Downer, but that's exactly what you're doing right now.
It could still be
I
great.
was
I'm
excited
sorry.
about
I'm
this movie,
sorry.
so-
I'm sorry.
No, you just Debbie Downer.
Are you a Borderlands fan that big?
I loved Borderlands, but I think the premise of the movie kind of like a Mad Max, but with horror elements with Eli Roth, and it's described as a little bit of a horror comedy.
Oh, you mixed Mad Max with horror. You got yourself a gem.
Yeah,
But I think
because that's
may
what
be-
I think of when I think of Borderlands.
Well, and
the
Craig
game.
and Craig Mazin as well.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, but Chernobyl was a bit of a horror story. You know what I mean? Last of Us is a horror story.
Chernobyl was a true as can be docuseries, though.
But it was the bits were horrifying, and
Yeah.
he did a good job writing that. So to me, it sounds like producers were trying to take away the little bit of gravity. Maybe
So is Eli Roth just
brought
gonna
to-
like write out his parts then? Because Eli Roth and Craig Mazin were supposed to be the writers of this, and Eli Roth is directing.
I mean,
So-
maybe something happened behind the scenes that I don't know
Yeah.
about. It just I know a bit of Craig Mazin's work, and I know Eli Roth's work. Like, Eli Roth brings the horror.
Yeah.
Craig Mazin brings the story. To me, I was excited just like you. Like, Borderlands, I didn't really see as being like a movie franchise, but I was like, man, I heard those two, director and writer, together, and I was pumped.
If these two weren't attached to it, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be excited about it. Like, this could go like so many different ways, but I have faith in Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Honestly, so
He knows how to do fucking horror,
Yeah.
if nothing else. And Craig Mazin knows how to write a story.
Yeah.
But there's something going on behind the scenes where you don't just hear a writer saying, "Take my name off the credits." You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, that's
creative
scary to me.
difference is what it might be.
Yeah, maybe between the two of them, maybe Eli wanted to go more horror,
Yeah.
and Craig wanted
That's-
to bring
yeah.
it more balanced. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
could be a thing.
I don't know. Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
The last thing I'm going to say, I was going to cut it off, but I'm just going to say this. New also is Gen V. Gen V is a spin-off of The Boys coming out in September. It is,
Live action.
yes, Gen V. It's like Gen Varsity or something like that. It's people with their superpowers in college. So I'm thinking of like an American Pie, Van Wilder mixed with The Boys.
Is it a comedy? Do we know?
No, it's The Boys.
So it's
a
I mean,
spin-off
I know
from
the
The
boys
Boys,
is
yeah.
comedy, but like, how are you like? Who is there a comic related to this or?
I don't know that. Like I haven't heard that. Like I know The Boys has an actual comic. I've never heard of this. But the thing I'm thinking is like these are immature ass people in college with powers. So who knows what's gonna happen? Like
You think there's crazy shit?
you
happening
think
in
there's
The
crazy
Boys?
shit now? Like
Jesus
talk about some
Christ.
college kids with superpowers. So
The inappropriate shit that would happen there.
yeah. So anyway, it comes out September 29th on Amazon again. Gen V. It's a spinoff of The Boys. The Boys season 4 is coming out in the first quarter of the year, 2024, I believe. So we'll see what happens. They can only push this show so much further though with their vulgarness.
And you're asking for problems. You start
Yeah.
going to that shit.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Like
Hey.
I like the story itself though, like the action and stuff like that. I'm not just watching it for the vulgarness, but
the vulgarness helps though.
It helps.
I love it.
yeah. So
All right, I want. Do you have anything in particular you wanted to bring up towards the end, or?
nope, that's it. Because I've got 20 more topics here, but that's gonna have to be another episode or two.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end here. I wanted to ask my best friend here, Casey. I listed off a lot of upcoming games coming up,
Yep.
and I'm throwing you on the spot. We didn't talk about this prior.
Yeah.
I listed a lot of games. I know a lot of them you probably don't know a whole lot about. But of this list of upcoming games, what do you feel like you're interested in? We'll play together, or you're just I don't give a shit about. Like,
so it again depends on, because I don't have PlayStation. I would love to play Spider-Man, but I'm not going to buy another PlayStation.
I live a couple houses down the road, bro.
So I did sign up for Game Pass again. That's how I'm playing Exoprimal with them. I would love to play Starfield when it comes out. I'm interested in Mortal Kombat. I'm interested in Alan Wake. I'll always be interested in Mario, but I don't have any Nintendo gear at all. I don't have Wii anymore, Switch, Nintendo, whatever it may be. And I'm interested in Payday 3, depending on if it costs money or if it's free on Game Pass, which I think that was a Game Pass game.
It was in the Xbox showcase, wasn't it? So there's a good chance that it is.
I'm not going to pay for it. But if it's on Game Pass, I'm going to play it. So what was that? Starfield, Mortal Kombat, Alan Wake, Payday. I'm not interested in Baldur's Gate. That's too long of a game.
These are ones that we're not. Well, let's scratch those, because those are. I'm sorry, but I just know both of us, and these are all going to be secondary to what we're always interested in playing.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I asked is because I have 2 on this list that are coming up. I want you to be prepared for, because we always run into I always tell you last minute, hey, this game's coming out.
And you already need to play it together.
Yeah. So I wanted to get the jump on this, so I could play a game with my best friend that we're both jumping into at the same time.
Give me the
And there's video proof now that I'm saying this, so he can't say you didn't say anything about it, Matt.
Give me the one that you want to start from day one together. It's not like, hey, I've already been playing it for a few days. Pick it up.
Okay.
Which one are we starting together?
100% Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay.
100%. But number 2 is, and I need to do my research. I haven't looked it up 100%, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a multiplayer game that I would love to play with my buddy. Armored Core 6.
Don't know anything about it, but he is with games like he is with movies. Best movie I've ever seen. 2 weeks later, horrible movie.
I told you to
He's
pick up.
the same thing with a game.
I told you to pick up Diablo.
Hey, I've already been playing
ago.
this for 2 weeks. Get it. I get it, and he's done playing it. So,
Well, because let's be fair. Because I want to jump into game. I don't want to tell you to go buy a game, because I know you limit yourself on what games you buy. So I don't want to tell you to go out and get a game and then it not be good, because I did that with fucking Avengers. I did it with that. We beat the campaign and that shit, and they were like, what the fuck else is there to do? So the reason I'm confident in these is we already know you love Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
Okay?
Especially if it has a story mode
I think that's a given. Mortal Kombat's
Like
the
Street
story.
Fighter did.
Mortal Kombat's the story mode fighting game. Like Street Fighter's catching up. So Street Fighter's trying to catch Mortal Kombat as far as that goes in fighting game story mode form. All right. Armored Core 6. I'm gonna do some more research.
I'll look it up. We'll talk about it next podcast.
All right, we'll let you know. All right, but
I
I just
wanted
wanted
to be mad at us here soon.
I wanted video evidence of me asking him to play this months in advance, so we know when this comes out. I'm like, hey man, play this game with me, and he's like, oh, you never told me about it, blah blah blah. All right, so that's our little friend argument before we end the show. But hey, please follow us, EST1987ENT, at Twitter and Instagram. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. And, man, I hope you had fun. I had fun. First YouTube video we've done. We did our little intro video on YouTube.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Like, I felt more comfortable as it went on. Like, the 4 beers might have helped, but like, hey,
and a couple shots. But we're about to go cook some snapper that we caught this weekend. Wives are hungry, we're hungry, and we'll see you next week.
Y'all have a great week. See you next week.